back. Welcome back, everybody. This is Dave.
And Dave.
And together we are Twin Linked. Man. Aloha.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Yata hey.
In case you didn't notice, no one's changed. We're in the same clothes we were in last episode. We just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a break. Sometimes an episode that's over 30 minutes, like to break it up. Like to get things in nice portions, like when you're in elementary school and you get your tray, right? It has those little ching-chings on the tray, and each one has a nice little portion that fits in that ching-ching.
Or like when they give you a sandwich that's a foot long and you cut it in half so you don't look like a pig eating a sandwich that's a foot long. It's
quick.
Okay.
Exactly. So going into our second half of BAO coverage, we're going into the Nova missions. So I'm going to talk about those Nova missions just a little bit, Dave. And if you can remember something, please, day 2, please feel free to pop in.
Well, first off, never played a Nova mission.
Never.
So I was scared. It's my first time.
Yeah, and it was scary. And I'll just say right now, my first game was an absolute disaster. I did everything you could do possibly wrong in a Nova mission.
Welcome to my world, Dave.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't played them before, they're actually quite a bit of fun. Once I got the hang of it, by round 2 and 3, I was feeling much more comfortable because when you get slapped really hard in the face the first time, it helps you figure things out for the future, right?
It worked for Pyle in Full Metal Jacket. You mean to tell me you don't know your right from left?
You think it was the slapping?
My hand, numbnuts.
You don't think it was the blanket party?
It was everything. That guy didn't win one round, man.
He got smashed off. I tell you what, I could take a lot of slaps to the face, but I don't know about that blanket party. That soap looked like a
That's why I never joined the military.
Bunch of cornites. All right, so the way the Nova mission works is it gives you the options. You have control of the missions and the things you want to do. So there's like a primary, there's a secondary, and there's a tertiary. All right. So the primary missions are basically, if you look at it, it's either end of game or progressive. And you get to choose, based upon your army and your opponent and everything else, what you want. Right? So game 4 at the BAO was the Relic. It was hammer and anvil deployment, longboard. Right? So you can either choose mission 1 if you control the Relic at the end of the game. Right? So this is the end of game versus progressive. You earn 5 points. You have a home objective as well. You had 2 home objectives. Each of your home objectives is worth 1 point if you control at the end of the game. And your opponent's home objectives are worth 2 points at the end of the game. So I chose primary because I thought to myself, or mission 1 like that, because I thought to myself, I'm Nurgle, I'm going to be hard to kill, I'll be there at the end of the game. Right? My opponent was playing Tyranids. I played Tyranids at home before. I thought I'd be survivable enough I could take the hit. That's versus the second one, which would be, you hold the objective every round. You hold the objective, your home or their objectives,
scoring every round.
Every round, right? So
you know me, I don't score very often, so I'm going to go with the first choice.
Bam! Right off the bat, right? So I thought I had a great shot because of my Nurglings, right? I'm going to put them out forward 9 inches back from my opponent's line. Mm-hmm. And that's basically right near the Relic. And then I can keep him away from it that way with the Nurglings. And I plan to deep strike Typhus in, bam, right on top of the Relic, which is still 9 inches away, right, Dave? And then I can walk Typhus back. Typhus is super hard to kill. He's got a 2-up invul, a 4-up invul save, and of course then he's got, feel no pain or disgustingly resilient. It's a good plan, Dave.
No, it's a great plan. I'm sorry that I'm laughing. It's just whenever I hear you say typhus, it just makes me think of STDs. And it's hard to get rid of.
It's all very Nurgle-esque.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so there's other things in Nova missions we need to talk about. So you choose, let's see, I want to say your secondaries.
Yeah, you pick 3 of the 12.
You pick 3 of the 12 secondaries. So
I read the rules.
For those of you who don't know, if you've never seen them, you can go take a look at them real quick. But there's 12 secondaries involved. Things like First Blood, Line Breaker, Slay the Warlord, which everybody knows already. There's marked for death, which is immediately after revealing your primary and secondary choices. Clearly mark one unit of your army's list for death, and then if you destroy that unit, you get a secondary. So once again, all right, we're talking about Dave's mistakes. So this is one of the ones I chose for this game. So I said, you know what? I got to kill Old One Eye. He had Old One Eye. I think I might have marked Old One Eye for death or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Bad choice.
That's a tall order.
Well, I have the smite power. I have the demon princes. I could do it, but
did you do it?
No.
Okay.
No, and he had I think it's a Turvagant that pops up. Like deep strikes in and brings a whole unit of like
Gene Stealers.
No, not Gene Stealers. He just had gaunts, right? So if I would have marked the gaunts in that thing for death, first of all, they're easy to kill.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
I know.
You didn't know.
I did everything wrong. But he would either had to put them way back in his backfield, far away from me. He definitely couldn't have put them right in my backfield. It caused a lot of problems.
So
stupid.
We're going to get to the details of all the games. But, see, I think that's the difference. Like I mentioned it to you. I never played a Nova mission before. What I take from the Nova missions is I need them. I must have ADD or something. Because with the Nova missions, it kept me focused. It made me pick. It made me think about, what am I going to do? I'm going to do this one, and this one. And then I'm trying to do that throughout the game.
The whole game.
Otherwise, like in the regular ITC missions, I'm just like, I want to kill stuff.
Yeah, it's
this
easy
makes
to
me
lose focus sometimes. Yeah.
Well, because I'm easily distracted.
He uses that as a crutch. Don't you buy that crap for anything? Anyway, so round one,
you got a crutch?
Round 4, I'm playing Matt Evans. Great guy. I think he's from like Colorado or something like that, but he's moving out to California. Super nice guy. And he had the army that was my nemesis. I mean, he had me dead to rights. So he had do I have your list?
Well, so what are you going into? So day 2, you're going in with what record?
I'm at 2-1.
2-1. That's why you're hitting somebody that's like got you dead to rights.
Oh, and it was like a table with almost no terrain on it whatsoever. It was super light, and
I knew what table Dave was playing on, and I went and I grabbed a couple pieces of terrain and I threw them under the table.
That's pretty smart.
I didn't do it, but I thought about it.
He had lots of shooting. He had 2 of those big things that shoot a lot when they don't move.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, that one.
So like the extra.
Oh, you're playing Tyranids again?
Yeah.
Those are the exocrines.
Exocrines. So he had 2 exocrines. He had Old One Eye. He had like 30 units of gaunts. He had the Turvagon with the pop-up, and he had a unit of 20 that was coming along with it. And then he had like 5 of the BAO guys, the BAO boars that shoot, no need line of sight, 36 inches, good shooting.
I'm stuck on those endoplasmic reticulum cranes. How bad are those, Dave? Do you know how bad they are? I hate those things. Maddie from Garage Hammer, my nephew, he plays with those.
Yes, he does.
If they don't move,
12 shots.
They get to shoot. Is it they shoot twice?
Yes, it's
they shoot
2
it
rounds
twice,
of 6. Yeah,
and they get a +1 if they didn't move or something. It's ridiculous. Either that or he's making up rules.
They totally
which
weren't
he's
my
been
problem.
known to do.
They were not my problem, Dave.
My
problem was Termagants. I couldn't get past those Termagants. So my strategy was
because you don't have any shooting.
I don't.
And they're short of orcs. You know, they're the easiest thing to shoot off the board.
So my strategy worked.
What strategy?
I deep strike in.
You're smiting gaunts.
Yeah, it's so bad. I deep strike in with Typhus. I grabbed the rug right at the very beginning, and I never lost it. I held that thing all the way in, and that was the only points I got. Because I couldn't get past his Termagants to get into his backfield, I have the stuff to deal with those things. But getting through 30, I just did not do enough damage. I couldn't smite any of the stuff in the back row. He had the one that keeps knocking out new babies. You know what I'm talking about? Like, if you don't kill all 30 of the Termagants, and he has to roll like triples or doubles or something like that, and then they stop making babies. But now, in this version, you make up to 10 automatically. So if I killed 9, all 9 came back every round, and I just didn't do enough damage. I could not get through the Termagants and into his backfield.
Yeah, no shooting, and you do a lot of you're good in hand-to-hand against other hand-to-hand.
Yeah.
Gaunts are just... Yeah.
It's just too many. Because he would just absorb the hits, fall back, shoot the poop out of me with the exocrine and the BAO boards and all that kind of stuff in the backfield. And so all my stuff got up into him, and then it was almost all gone. And from that point forward, it was just fall back, fall back, fall back, fall back. Typhus would run with the rail. One by one, the Demon Prince would die. The Soul Grinder would eventually die. It was a slow grind down of death.
I'm liking that image.
Yeah,
Sounds like a tough one.
It was a tough game. It was a very frustrating game because I was thinking to myself this whole time, I could have been scoring points the whole time on my backfield objectives, the relic objective. I would have had a good chance to win this game, but I did it all wrong. Even the other ones I chose that Mark for Death. I chose another one that was really bad for me. I chose all the wrong things, Dave, and I lost. But you know what? I learned so much of that from that first game. I learned a lot, and then the next games I did much better. But anyway, it was a great game. Thanks, Matt Evans, for schooling me hardcore style. He was a gracious winner, a good opponent, and I never felt like he was rubbing my face in. It was a good time.
All right, so I go into day 2, 0-3. Right where I wanted to be. I'm like, now's when I make my move.
You had him.
Got him where I
In the
wanted.
O'Neill death grip.
They didn't know whether to shit or go on. So anyway, I show up. I got my army in my box, ready to rock. Sitting at my table, ready to go. Got no opponent.
What do you mean?
I didn't have an opponent.
No show?
No show. So I go over to Reese and Frankie. I'm like, hey, I got no opponent. They're like, hey, you gotta wait. I'm like, all right, I'll wait. So I wait. Anyway, then Reese is like, what's your record? I'm like, 0-3. I guess I gotta find a suitor for
somebody.
Anyway, turns out I get somebody to play. Michael Aldenbrook from team, appropriately named, Low Tier.
Low Tier.
Michael would go on to go 0-5-1 in the tournament.
Was he just there for fun? Was he having a blast, though?
I don't know. The two of us started day 2, both coming in 0-3.
Not a lot of smiling
It wasn't
at
a
that
tea
table?
party.
Oh,
anyway,
goodness.
but we loosened up quickly and wound up having a great time. Mike's a great guy. Really enjoyed the game.
Sure.
He's playing demons.
Oh.
And he's bringing Magnus and
All right.
Bellicor. Is that guy French?
Bellicor?
Oui.
No.
No.
Bellicor.
So anyway, and we're
Bellicor?
playing Nova missions. So I'm like, yeah, I need to kill Magnus. So that's going to be fun.
And you've killed him before?
And I've done it before.
So you had confidence?
I did. So anyway, great fun game.
That's a good choice.
A lot of moving around. I, just like you, I got to go for the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not able, because I got to cover myself, keep myself covered, I can't be running around trying to get objectives, is the way I'm thinking.
But we're both wrong.
Well, it worked for me in this game.
Oh, good.
Because he was being a little more aggressive and mobile, but I was getting to shoot him, and I was actually able to shoot things out of my way and then go get it right at the end of the game.
Oh, nice.
Wind up winning a game.
Nice,
Now I'm 1-3.
Did you kill Magnus?
I did kill Magnus
Yeah,
2
yeah.
times.
Yeah.
One time.
Magnus can't hide, and there's
And
a lot of good
Bellicor.
shooting. And Bellicor.
Yes, I did.
He's hard to get rid of.
Not as hard to get rid of as Typhus.
Depends what your doctor prescribed you.
But anyway, I had a great time playing Mike. Nice young guy. Fun game.
Fun game.
Got my first win. I was happy.
So, nice contrast. So, I choose some of the worst things I could do for Nova and got stopped. You know what? To be honest, I think Matt would have still beat me. His army definitely had the tools, and he played it just right. I mean, he just kept pace with my guys and just slowly ground me into little chunks. I think I could have given him a better game if I had chose appropriately. But it sounds like you chose pretty good for your first time playing Nova Day.
It worked. Like I said, it really does help me focus. I'm joking about it, but it's true. It does help me focus. And I need that because I get too excited about, I want to blow up this or that. You know, I have like target priority issues.
Sure, yeah, I dig it.
I got
Everybody
other
does.
issues.
Dude, between movement and target priority, those are like, that's 2/3 of the game right
I shoot a lot of stuff, but I don't win a lot of games. I'm kind of like Francis from Stripes. Francis. All I know is I finally get to kill somebody. Lighten up, Francis.
Lighten up. The Hulka. All right, let's go on to round 5. Round 5 here at the BAO. So round 5, when I saw who I was paired up against, first of all, I can't tell you how excited I was. Salty John himself. John, I'm going to now attempt to pronounce your name properly. Wyomura. What do you think, Dave?
What?
Wyomura? Wyomura? Sure. I'm going to go with Wyomura. John Veda. Salty John. I have a feeling there's a reason why he has a nickname, and it's not really because he's that
That's
salty.
That's probably salt in German.
Ooh, maybe. I doubt it.
I doubt it as well.
Anyway, I'm sure we got some good pictures going up there. Fantastic opponent. Works as a judge of the LVO. Guy knows the game. Really good. Really solid. He brought a horrible gun line. I thought I was in deep dookies. He brought Bobby G himself. He brought like 5 or 6 units of the Space Marines that shoot everything from the back row. It's not destroyers. God dang it. I'm brain cramping something horrible.
Well, I'm thinking long fangs. Devastators.
Devastators. Good job, Dave. Thank you. So he brought like...
I've been shot by those a lot.
He brought like 3 laser cannon Devastators and maybe like 2 missile launching Devastators. He brought a Sakaran battle tank that's loaded with lasers. He brought a type of, I believe it was a forge roll dreadnought that had assault cannon and something else going on with it. But it had an invul save, I remember that. And then he brought like, I don't know, 40 conscripts or something like that, and a big old conscript blob with a commissar. So I just had this kind of experience with the Tyranids getting walloped, right? So I'm looking at this thing, but on this table, in contrast, Dave, I had some decent line of sight blocking. So we set up, everything got set up. Oh, go ahead.
So when you say decent, I would say excessive. Right? Is that what you meant? Excessive line block.
From the eye of a shooter, it was probably excessive. But I set up in a strong right position. In other words, I loaded up heavy on my right side. And it was that weird deployment where you remember it's like the circle in the center of the 9-inch circle.
I like that one.
And then you have little squares, which was pretty good for me because I was able to get up in some stuff, right?
Codename Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, no doubt. And but it had good line of sight blocking, so I was able to definitely tuck away 2 squads of nerdlings behind line of sight blockers.
He's a tucker.
John, that was pretty good. John didn't have any ignore line of sight shooting, which was one of the challenges for his army because I was grabbing points every round because I learned. I went progressive this time, and I was grabbing points every round I was sitting on those. And so then when I came after him, as usual, my army's got to get down the field or you'll shoot it to death eventually. So I came at him hard, doing strong right, and eventually was able to slam into his stuff, make a hole in the conscripts just a little bit, and my plague drones were able to wrap into 2 of his Devastator squads right off the bat. So like round 2, I'm up in his face, wrapping into his stuff. My Soul Grinder was over there, my Demon Princes, my Heralds are pew, 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 shooting all over the place.
In your face, Flanders.
Yeah, I started to snipe out his commissar because I had learned my lesson. Thank you, Shaylin, for teaching me the right stuff. So I started to snipe out his commissar with some of my psychic powers. I even moved my Nurglings forward to engage some of his conscripts. It was just this rush to get in there. I was really concerned about Bobby G and that Dreadnought against my Demon Princes. The Dreadnought came outside for a little bit, and he got smited to poop and then cut down. And eventually, even Bobby G himself came out. And there was this one point in the game where I had Bellicor here, and over here was another Demon Prince. And this is like Bobby G and Bellicor, and we're like 7 inches apart. And he's like, "You're not going to charge, Bobby G with Bellicor." I go, "No way, man! I don't want to die. Forget it. 1-on-1, and then you're going to res, and it's not going to work." But I forgot about this Demon Prince over here. So in my movement phase, I brought him over here. I'm like, whoa. Now it's 2 Demon Princes against Bobby G, including Bellicor. I'm like, I can do this. I can take him. So of
go
course,
big or go home, Dave.
The funniest part was, Dave, John posted on Facebook, on his Facebook page, that he was just promised that Bobby G wouldn't be charged by Bellicor. And then he showed the next round where I moved in all my stuff. And he's like, Dave Singer just lied to me. And he put it right there on Facebook immediately. But
see what I have to deal with.
It was a fun game. I don't know if it was super fun for John because I got my stuff was up in there and I was able to wrap around those conscripts, and as soon as I sniped out the commissar, they evaporated, right? I was able just to tear through them, and then I'm all up in his stuff. And once Bobby G was slain and he failed to re-roll to resurrect him, that was the game. Not only did he fail the 4-up reroll, so he could have tried to mitigate. He was going to reroll one of the invul saves from the Demon Princes because that would have kept him alive. But I said, well, if you use it up now, and we looked it up in the book, it looks like you can reroll for his res, but you can reroll for it, but it takes place immediately. So we considered it to be in the same phase. So if you're going to do a command reroll, it's got to be one or the other, right? And so we worked it out, and it sounded like he had better odds to do it on the get up or not, right? So he let him.
You still got to get there. I mean, you got to take him down,
right? So I took him down, and then he didn't use the command reroll. He failed his 4-up command reroll and failed that one too. And then he reached across and said, "Good game," and shook my hand. We called it. But man, we were smiling and laughing the whole time. You know one thing about the BAO, and I don't know about you, Dave, but even when we had disagreements, like when Shaylin and I had to bust out the book to figure out whether the shooting thing for characters, everyone was super nice. Just fantastic experience. John and I were laughing. Our last pictures there with Belcor hold up against Bobby G, and it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. So I won that one. I won it fairly decisively. That was a good one.
The same thing here. You know, we had some questions on our table during one game, and guys right next to you willing to weigh in if you want them to.
Sure.
If you don't, they'll get it. But yeah, everything. My experience was everybody's trying to work everything out. To be fair.
Right.
Nobody's looking for an advantage. It's just everybody's trying to be fair.
Yeah.
All right. So we are on to game 5.
Game 5.
All right. So now I'm at 1 and 3. And what I really loved about the BAO was every single one of these armies I played, I never played it before. I never played against anything like that. I did play 2 demon armies, but even they were different. I played your demons, but these were different.
Right, yeah. It's fun,
It was exciting. It's fun, and I learned something, but, well, take it home with me because it's not going to work too. It's not going to help me out later on in the tournament. But anyway, so my next game was against Carson Murdy. Carson Murdy. And he was playing Cult Mechanicus.
Ah, okay, yeah.
And I'm like, this is a really nice looking army. I really love the models. Everything looks cool. So he had a knight. Mm-hmm. He had like 5 or 6 dune crawlers.
Oh, yeah.
Those things look really cool. And then he had some infantry too, but they didn't excite me. He had a couple of units of snipers. One were kind of normal, and the other one were like these big snipers.
Right.
These big guns. Reminded me of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Sean Connery.
I mean, he had put them up on this terrain, and they didn't shoot normal. I mean, it was like heavy duty shots.
Right.
They were doing multiple wounds. I'm like, those suck. I hate that thing.
And they could snipe?
Yes. I got to find out what they were.
That sounds pretty good.
Because I had to kill them. So, again, Nova mission.
Right.
I'll grab these at the end of the game.
Right.
First, round 4 was got to get that relic in the center. Round 5, we had a couple of different ones. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get to those. So I got to go first. I noticed, that was another thing I noticed. I won 2 games. I got to go first in those 2 games.
Yeah.
The other games I lost, I didn't get to go first.
It's a big deal.
And I was seized on by Anthony.
Oh, you dirty dog. Yeah. I seized a couple.
So I'm going to blame that. You're the type of guy that sees on somebody and not even have the
courtesy to give a reach around.
So anyway, we get going with Carson, and I kind of felt bad.
Oh.
Because I just shot his knight off.
Just round 1, boom.
Which I got to go first, so yeah, I do have enough firepower to do that. Right. Shot that off, and I'm thinking, oh man, no problem, I got this game.
Yeah.
And then he starts shooting with those dune crawlers.
Oh, they're good.
Now here's my gripe. I pay like 170 points for a Lehman Russ. It's got this battle cannon. Gets D6 shots.
D6.
Strength 8, AP -2.
It's decent. Strength 8.
And D3 wounds.
Yeah, all right.
All right. So
if you roll a 6, you could potentially be doing 18 wounds with 1 vehicle.
I don't recall rolling a 6, but I know what happens when you roll a 1.
What's that?
Or a 2. You get 1 or 2 shots, and I hit on 4s.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, anyway, something really cool about these dune crawlers. I'm like, you dirty dog. Because I was also sporting laser cannons as well. Because, laser cannon does D6.
Sure.
Yeah, but it also does a 1. Because included in that D6, there's a 1.
There are 1s and 2s. All right.
Anyway, These doom crawlers got these laser cannons that do a minimum of 3 damage. It's a laser cannon that does a minimum of 3 wounds.
That's dirty pool.
I don't know how it works.
So it does
but
like
did.
3 through 6?
Yep. I don't know how it works.
That's cheating.
But anyway.
How much did that cost?
I don't know. Priceless to me. It's priceless.
Priceless.
So I got the knight. I wound up taking out 2 of the doom crawlers. I moved up a little bit, listened to some advice from Dave. As much as I gripe about this guy, he does try to help me. I just don't learn well. Moving my tanks out and around, getting some better angles on shooting, getting out towards objectives. And what won me this game, because I won a second game,
nice,
was I was able to shoot those snipers off of an objective, so that at the end of the game I was holding more than he was. That's how I won that game.
Yeah, because your army can be very mobile. I mean, you lose shooting, right? You lose your shooting skill. Like you say, you hit normally on 4s. It goes down to 5s.
Yeah.
But those tanks can hustle across the table. And with how many did you have? 5?
5.
5. So I mean, you can spread those things all over the place, get them in decent positions for that end of game grab, and then you can start your shooting stuff from there. So
I got my second win. Beat Carson.
Nice.
Carson went 1-5 for the tournament. Another great guy. Beautiful looking army. Fun to play. Got to see something I never seen before. I'm like, I like those things.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
that is some cool stuff. Fun.
So we got one more game.
One
right?
game to go. That's right, Dave. So my last game. I don't have his name written down right here, but I know this one off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure it was Aiden Hernandez. And he was playing a Tau army, and basically it was Tau commander spam. I want to say he had a total of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 Tau commanders, right? So they can drop in their battle suits. They have these super ridiculously powerful shooting fusion guns. He had a Tau drone commander. He had a hammerhead transport with like 10 drones in it. Each commander dropped in with drones, and then he had something else that was sniping me from a distance, and more drones. There's drones everywhere. And then he had the Forge World Yavarna, I think it's called, which is about this big a battle suit, which can jump like up to 48 inches if you know it overcharges and shoots the crap out of everything. So it's a very mobile army, but the deep strike thing is one of the keys. So by the end of the day, I'm really starting to feel my army, right? I'm really starting to get the hang of these Nurgle guys. So I'm using my Nurglings out front to prevent his deep striking. I'm measuring from the corners of all my tables because I had those stinking Tyranids burrow up behind me. I didn't want to let that happen again. So I have everything.
Fool me once.
Right? So, and even as I move forward, I still would keep my stuff blowing out so his commanders couldn't drop into my backfield, because they'll wipe a Demon Prince out probably, and definitely one round of shooting. So, Soul Grinder, who is honestly, he's hot garbage. He's junk. He only gets, let's see, his Harvester Standing does 3 shots, strength 7, like AP -2, but he has to hit on 4s. And then he has a Phlegm Bombardment, which is like 1d3 shots, and each wound is 1d3. But it doesn't hit very good. If you move, it only hits on a 5. In hand-to-hand combat, it only has like 3 or 4 attacks. No, it's like 3 or 4 attacks. But it's this big model. It costs like 240 points. It is armor 3 with a 5-up invul, and it has disgustingly resilient because it's a Nurgle demon. You can heal it, right? But it's scary looking on it.
It's a rock.
It is scary. It's
just a rock.
Big,
it's
scary
dirt clod you stick on the
and
board.
it can move 10. And man, I figured out, don't hide that sucker. Charge. It scares the crap out of people. People will be, shooting. And if like 20 conscripts tied up, they'd be there the entire game.
You know what I'm thinking?
There's no way he could kill 20 conscripts. No way.
You know what I'm thinking of when you just described that guy?
Huh.
I'm thinking of a possum. It's kind of like a
They are scary looking, aren't they?
It's scary looking. You can beat on it with a bat and it's not going to go away.
It
may not do that much, but it's not going away. It's like just a big,
especially if it's on the engine block underneath your hood. Anyway, so yeah,
true story.
So once again, I like to do like a strong left or strong right. So this time I do a strong right. I run my Soul Grinder, some guys up the table, taking over that right hand side of the table, where he's got his hammerhead in the back, and goes up there. He drops down. He's taking shots at my stuff. He drops down some Tau commanders with their battle suits. He pulls all these drones out of the transport. So I got this big old mass of stuff. My soul grinder's getting shot to crap. He's like falling apart. He's got like 2 wounds left. Boom, boom, boom. And then he finally kills him. So I roll to see if he blows up.
Like a possum.
Roll. Doesn't blow up. Command reroll. And this is the game, ladies and gentlemen. This was the game.
Crap you not.
I reroll it and I get a 6 and it blows. And because he's got the commanders, he's got their drones they come in with. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 separate units. He's got the vehicle. He's got the 10-man group that came out of the vehicle. He had. I have
It's like Predator blowing up.
Yeah. He has like 8 units around him, and they're all getting like 1d3 mortal wounds or whatever it is. Boom.
Most
boom.
damage you did all game.
Oh, dude, I did work.
That was your best shooting.
It was, and man, just jacked him up. So that really hampered that whole right side of the table for him. His Yavarna guy came down, and he had another suit commander.
Yavarna's the real big one.
Yes,
like the Shogun warrior.
Yeah, sort of like
if
that.
you remember those.
Not super big, not like Storm Surge, but it's Forge Roll. So those guys, they were coming up my left flank, and they're trying to get these Nurglings I had hidden in the building, and I just started laying in the smites, boom, 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 just smiting the crap out of them on that side of the table.
I'll smite you.
And he brought his Yavara right into the middle of my army, because it has great shooting, but it's not long range. And it did work that first round, and then it just got smited out. And so we kept going. I mean, he still had the firepower to win the game. But I've learned Nova now, right? I knew what I had to do, and I was gaining points every single round.
Growing in power.
But because of where I had spread all my guys out, he couldn't deep strike in behind me. He couldn't get to objectives. He couldn't score the points he needed to score. So he had the shooting, but I had the points. And I mean, it was one of those games where eventually, like if it had gone to 7, he would have tabled me, but I would have still had a ton of points. Yeah. Well, I don't know about table.
Well, that's your game, Dave. That you're usually pretty good at that, of getting those points.
Yeah.
So, lesson learned. You probably don't want to wait till the end of the game. You're really good at getting points around.
Yeah, so I
Dave
won.
Scores all the time. I never score.
Well, it was a great game. Aiden was a great guy. We had a couple rules discussions right off the bat. Once again, the whole...
What do you mean discussions?
Discussions. The whole can you shoot a character most visible? Because that came up actually on his side with the smite rule. Because I was going to smite one of his guys. These drones are closer. And I said, but I can't see those drones. And he goes, it doesn't matter. And so we had to pull the book out again for that one. So, it's just... These things happen, right? And we had a couple of those, but no one was angry about anything. It was just, it's right there. All right, good to go. And he was a great opponent. I hadn't played a big Tau army like that had all these drop-in things. It was really pretty scary. The amount of firepower they can put out is just ridiculous. Like a tank army or something like that, he would just torn that to poop.
Yes.
But very against those 5-up invols, 5-up feel no pains, it was hard to chew through all my army. So it was a good game. It was a lot of fun. Good times. I mentioned it throughout the tournament that my shooting against stuff with invols. Yes. Challenging, right?
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Gets me to my last game. Game 6. And a 2-day marathon. Against Jade Scott. Jade Scott. He wound up finishing the tournament 2-4.
It's almost a porn name.
He used to do porn.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he did. Sorry I said that, Jade. He did say he worked for Universal Studios.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. He was a super nice guy. I came in and talked to him after your game. Yeah.
He was playing Blood Angels, and I have to say, as I said to Jade, the best looking army I played against ever.
It was a beautiful army.
Not just at the BAO, just ever. He was playing Blood Angels, and what he did was he customized his models where he was using some Age of Sigmar stuff mixed with Space Marine stuff, and they just looked really good. They had wings on. they're all magnetized.
Definitely not modeling for advantage, right? Because those wings were
No,
much bigger than
it
he
was a
jumped
mess.
at.
So yeah, Jade's models, Blood Angels, they're awesome looking. So he has, he brings Dante,
Uh-huh.
and I believe you mentioned Gabriel.
Gabriel Seth.
Yeah.
All right. So he had 2 chapter masters?
And then he had
That's a lot of points.
I believe two or three units of the jump troops
Uh-huh.
with
Right.
the wings. Beautiful model.
Yeah, they were beautiful.
And then he had 6 like quad guns or whatever they are.
Oh, yeah. He was using Thunderfire cannons, but they were counts as quad mortars from Forge World. Yep.
Okay, and so he sticks them in this piece of terrain where I can't see them.
Right?
I'm like, you dirty dog. Dirty, dirty dog.
You have plenty of units that don't need line of sight, Davo.
I only have 2 units that don't need line of sight. 4 models that don't need line of sight. Well, plus my Masters of Ordnance.
Right.
Well, no, I completely understood that.
Yeah.
So I start shooting away at him with the don't need line of sight, and I'm taking out 1 around. And he's just doing nothing. He's just sitting back. Doing
Patience.
nothing.
The patience of a Blood Angel
He also
player.
I believe he also had a rhino, and I got that right away. So he's just sitting back there, and I'm taking out those mortars, simultaneously bringing a tank around to get to line of sight.
Get a little LOS on him.
And that made him come out earlier than he wanted to. But
Good.
he comes out with those guys and gets on them. I was able to shoot up one of his units of jump troops, and then he strategically waited till the later rounds,
Right.
because he doesn't want to endure the shooting. And he jumps on me, gets in front of my line, blah, blah, blah. We're going at it. And he assaults me, and I learned something new.
What's that?
They're all jump troops.
Mm-hmm.
So when he assaulted me, he put some behind me.
Yeah.
And then I can't fall back.
Yeah, you can still fall back.
Well, if I could, I didn't have enough room.
Well, he just put
You
like
know
1
my
or 2
cluster.
behind you?
No, he was like sandwiching me.
So could you fall forward?
No, he kept guys in front of me too.
Oh, that's clever.
Rotten.
Well done,
Rotten.
Jay.
It was a shit sandwich, let me tell you.
That's
Shit sandwich.
That's
It
a
was-
dirty pool move, man. I love that.
I think he was slow playing me the whole time. He's like, oh, I don't really know how to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, said the man with the best painted army.
That's a pretty advanced technique right
But anyway,
there.
it wound up being pretty close. Good fun game. Again, learning something that I hadn't seen. I'd heard about it. I heard about it earlier in the day
Uh-huh.
from somebody talking about watch out for people dropping jump troops behind you,
You're right.
sandwiching it. I'm like,
We did talk to somebody about that. That's right, yeah.
but easier said than done, because I can. You've done it to me yourself. I'm having trouble just keeping you off me so I could fall back. So I'm thinking, I learned a lesson there earlier. Day 1, it's like, all right, I got to leave myself some room to fall back.
Right.
So I leave myself some room to fall back, and then he puts those damn jump troops behind me. It's like, I can't catch a break, Dave.
I can't wait
catch
for
a
trying.
break.
Oh, man.
But anyway, it was pretty close. We were both got to the point where we're gonna have to go for it,
Right.
because he was holding back,
Right.
and I brought tank out. So I'm like, I'm gonna force him to do something.
So it's smart, right? You use that tank mobility to force your opponent to make a decision.
Ran one up the right side, one up the middle, and I do have a few pictures of Jade's models. Unfortunately, my photography skills don't do him justice. Again, great looking army, great guy, fun game, learned a lot of neat things, and just overall really enjoyed the BAO, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic time. Fantastic time. Well, look over here. What do we have here? Oh, we have some of our rankings and stuff like that. But, so this is our second tournament, right? Because we played in Sacramento, and now we played here at the BAO. Let's take a look at our standings, Dave, shall we?
You didn't tell me that was going to be part of our episode. Now, I recall you telling me about our standings, but I don't recall that being part of the script. Apparently, you have a script.
It's an
Anyway,
evil
so where
secret
are
script.
we? Yeah, evil's right. You do play demons.
So there's
They're
something
good.
like right around 4,000 people now in the ITC scoring system. Like
Really?
Yeah, worldwide. I think there's somewhere around 4,000.
Now I don't feel bad.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
Wow, man.
So that's getting up there.
Yeah.
So Dave, your current ranking right now, as it stands, is you are in 1,697th place.
I'll take it.
respectable when you're talking about 4,000 people, right? Yeah.
Way better than I did in college.
I am currently ranked 1,036.
You need to break that
If
1,000.
I can
Dave.
break that 1,000, I'll be a happy camper. I'm not going
But
to
you
lie.
know what? I'm getting serious, and I'm going to catch you, Dave. I'm going to Hobbytown on Saturday. How many points could I get in a little RTT?
Dude, if you win Hobbytown, you could get like 100 points. It'd blow you right past me.
100 points?
Yeah.
I'm 600 points behind you.
No.
Oh,
You're-
100
You're only 30
points.
points behind me right now.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, like I'm going to go to Hobbytown and win that tournament.
Well, if you go
Maybe
at
nobody
all,
else is going.
You could probably get up and tie me if you just go. As long as you get like 30 points, we'll be tied.
We shall see.
We'll see. We'll see.
So that's us. That's where we rank.
That's up. Let's
And on to
take a
the
look at the
others.
top 10 people currently in the West. Man, there's a lot of changes. First of all, I'm going to go to number 10 right off the bat. Number 10, Matt Evans, the Tyranid guy that thumped me. That makes you feel good, right?
Yeah.
It does, man. He's in the top 10
You
for
got
the
beat by
West.
top 10. That's better than getting beat by nobody.
That's fantastic. And once again, great guy. Good job, Matt. Keep up the good work. Number 10. Holy cow. Well done. Coming in number 9, Sean Morgan. Number 8, Aaron Hayden. Congratulations, Aaron. Now, I see Aaron all the time on the interwebs, let me tell you. That guy is a prolific interwebber. If you want to say hi to Aaron, he's always out there in competitive 40K.
Hey, Aaron.
Number 7 is Sam Henley. Now, Sam, that name doesn't ring a bell with me. I don't know if we've seen that one before, Dave. Maybe he's just springing up on us
It
here.
sounds like a liquor. Go get me a bottle of Sam Henley. Okay, Pappy.
Number 6, Ryan Olson. Coming at number 6. Number 5, he was at the BAO. Mitch Pelham. Mitch was the only representative of the Mugu Legion.
Yes, I saw that.
And I think he came in
Second.
second. So, man, comes down from the Great White North Soda of Washington,
Washington, the Great White Washington.
where it doesn't rain
The Great
there.
Wet Washington.
The Great Wet Washington, at least on that side of the Cascades it doesn't. But, man, came in decisively and wrecked some face. Good job, Mitch. Well done. Coming in number 4 was Andrew Ford. Good job, Andrew. Man, a lot of these guys were at the BAO. BAO is worth a ton of points. I think was Andrew in the top 4? I think he might have been.
I was busy fighting Dante at that point. I didn't know what was going on.
But yeah, okay. Number 3, Nick Nanavati. Where did that come from? Super Nick coming out of nowhere. Nick Nanavati in number 3. Number 2, Brandon Grant, the BAO winner. Man, shooting out there, just a ton of points. Go,
AKA
Brandon.
Einstein.
AKA Einstein. And coming in number 1, he wasn't number 1 at BAO, but he's been playing in a lot of games and he's been doing really good at a lot of events. It's our very own friend, Paul McKelvey, friend of the show, friend of Twin Linked. Paul with Best Coast Pairings. Well done, Paul. Way to
Great
get out
job.
there in front. Not only is he number 1 Tau player, but now he's number 1 in the Western ITC Conference. That's fantastic. Good work, boys and girls.
So that's our show, right? We're going to get back on schedule,
That's right.
hitting you every 2 weeks.
That's right. We're going to give better wrap-ups. I know there's a couple Hammer of Wrath, GT wrap-ups, the Pasadena show, but we just didn't have a chance to get involved in those things, and so we decided those got hammered by Pablo and all those guys down there because they all played in it. So one thing I would like to do a shout-out real quick, Best Coast Pairings app. If you haven't downloaded it, that's fine. If you don't want to, or you can download it and use it for free. If you want to track and look at all the Army lists and our Army lists that we utilize and we talked about today, you have to become a member. For $5 a month, you become a member and you can look at all the lists that are posted on there. If you do a year at a time, it's only $4 a month, by the way, Dave. But more importantly, hey, if you're going to a tournament and you're going to play, post your list up there. What we're trying to do here and what other folks are trying to do is make 40K a real, well, I shouldn't say super real, but a sport.
How about 40K day?
We're trying to make it a sport, right? We're trying to give coverage of tournaments. We want to get more and more people involved. And one of the ways to do that for the vast amount of people is posting up those lists so that people can see what the top people play, what you play. You might not come in the top 5 at a tournament, but maybe you were the top Chaos player, or maybe you were the top Sisters of Battle player. And somewhere in Wisconsin, someone who's playing Sisters is trying to build a list, would love to see what's going on, figure out their list based upon yours. So if you're going, hey, load your stuff in the BCP app, let people see your list so that we can all share, learn more from the hobby, and get more pleasure out of talking about it and analyze it a little bit.
Dave was giving me grief because I wasn't using Best Coast Pairings app.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I wanted to. It's because I had a really old phone.
That's true.
That was no longer getting updates for its operating system.
That's right.
Which was too old to use Best Coast Pairings. So I finally got a new phone because my button stopped working.
That's right.
I don't get new phones till my phone breaks.
It wasn't my pressure.
So now I got this behemoth.
Yeah, it's almost as big as the screen we're recording on.
It's actually making me feel inadequate toting this thing around all the time.
Next thing you're going to buy is a monster truck that's lifted. But
Woo! And I'm going to put a couple
hangers
of Nurgle,
on the back.
I'm going to hang a couple Nurgles off the back.
Some Nurglings off the back.
But so I use it now. Wonderful. And
it's a great app, right?
It is.
Nice. So hey, folks, whether
2
you're
weeks.
whether you're paying or not, make sure you load your stuff up. Go ahead and download the app. It's free. Load that stuff up. We want to see what you're playing, and so does everybody else out there. So for Dave
And Dave.
Hey, this has been another episode of Twin Linked. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Or maybe less.
How long are you going to stay on Mars, Dave?
2 weeks.
See y'all.
Take care. Bye-bye.